We've had to experience online schooling and not being able to send our children personally to the classroom. It's been a difficult time. But listen, no matter what we faced last year, no matter what we're facing today, and no matter what you are going to face in the days to come, you must know when it comes to God and what He's doing now, the best is still yet to come. Huh? The best is yet to come. Listen, you got to get this in your spirit, because Satan will have you thinking, hear me, that you've already experienced the best that God has to offer. Satan will have you under what I call an abstract conception of distraction of God's plan for your life. Satan is trying to hoodwink somebody. He's trying to bamboozle somebody and make them think that they have experienced the zenith, the quintessence of God's blessings for their lives. But I came today to kill a devil and to let you know that Satan is a liar, because I believe that God always saves the best for last. Did you hear what I said? I believe that God always saves the best for last. You remember, don't you, the wedding at Cana? The site of Jesus' first earthly miracle, when they ran out of wine and they were wondering what they were going to do. And the mother of Jesus simply said to them, whatever he says, do it. And you know the story, how he instructed them to line up and to fill up 6 water pots of water. And he turned that water into wine simply between the pouring in and the dipping out. Oh my God, the pouring in of water and the dipping out of wine. But the story goes on and it ends with those who tasted the wine. When the wine was carried to the king explained or exclaimed that you've saved, watch this, the best for last. And that's what God has in store for us. God would have me to tell you today that in spite of what you have gone through last year, and in spite of what you are standing before you now, we stand on the threshold of a new beginning. And because we are at a new beginning, it's gonna get better, for the best is yet to come. Hey, I know for a fact that many of you, like me, will be glad when this season of pandemic has ended, because, as I told you, 2020 was a bad year for a whole lot of people. Last year, some people had to cry in the midnight hour. Last year, some people had to walk the floors all night long in disgust. Last year, somebody had to endure the unexpected death of a loved one. Last year, somebody had their backs pressed against the proverbial wall. Last year, some of us were confused and didn't know which way to turn. But aren't you glad that we made it? Aren't you glad that you can shout today? My soul looks back and wonder how I got over. But my soul looks back and I cry out, hallelujah, because I'm glad that last year, hear me, is a canceled check. Today forward is nothing but a promissory note. And I believe in my heart of hearts that it's gonna get better, and it will get better, and everything is going to be all right. Now listen. Hear me, brothers and sisters. I don't know what God has promised to you. I don't know what promise He's made to you. But one thing I do know, that regardless of the promise, it may not look like it's going to come through now. It may not feel like and seem like you're making any progress, but I've come today to let you know that it's going to get better. The best is yet to come. Huh? This message is a message of liberation. This message from Isaiah is a message of encouragement. The writer admonishes the children of Israel to do several things that would help them hold on to this precious promise that God had sometimes or had something better for them. So, in the time that I have allotted me that's left, let me share with you some portable, powerful, and potent principles that we can take with us that will help us to hold on to the fact, watch this, that it's going to get better. The best is yet to come. Now, in this text, Isaiah is saying to us, if we're going to hold on to the fact that the best is yet to come, we must do three things. Number one, we must remember God's power. Remember God's power. Now, in order for these Israelites, hear me, who were on the verge of coming out of Assyrian captivity, that God is able to deliver their children and their children's children from captivity, Isaiah had to remind them of how God had delivered their grandparents from Egyptian captivity. Huh? Isaiah is trying to get them to hold on to the fact that God is going to deliver their children's children and prove that he's going to do that in that he